What's up, Chris?
Hey, Mo.
I'm super glad you can take this call. I was hoping that you could cut up one of those banger videos that you make that I see on your website.
I'd love to do that for you. What's your budget?
I have $1,000.
$1,000. Is this video important to you?
I think it will be if you do it.
What problem does this solve for $1,000?
Trying to build awareness. No one's walking into the store.
Okay. So how much awareness do you want it to build?
You know, I'd like to have at least 2 to 3 people walk into the store, an increase of 2 to 3 people. A day. Yeah.
Right. And so what kind of business would that generate for you?
Our average product sells for about $100. So you're looking at about $200 to $300 worth of increased revenue.
Okay. So let's say $250. We'll split the difference.
That sounds good to me.
Times 30 days. Right?
Mm-hmm.
30 days in a month on average. What does that work out to be? That's $7,500 of new revenue for you a month.
Mm-hmm.
Does spending $1,000 seem appropriate for $7,500 of revenue per month?
It's more than 10%, right?
A month? Are you going to do $1,000 video every month?
Maybe if you do this one good.
Okay. I'm a little concerned. This is not enough money. And I'd like to share with you a quote I love from business philosopher Jim Rohn. And so it feels a little disproportionate, doesn't it?
When you say that quote, I think it does.
You can't just roll right into my response.
Come on,
you can't just roll. You can't.
But I mean, you do business. You don't want to overspend. And are you going to guarantee me $7,500 a month?
I'm not saying that at all. I'm just trying to measure effort versus result.
Okay.
When somebody comes to me and they say, I don't have a lot of money to do something, my first instinct is say, let's not do it. It's not important. Wouldn't that be your instinct too?
Yeah.
Where else can you spend your $1,000 to make a bigger impact on your business? Because I don't want to take your money to do something that's not important. Is it important or isn't it?
I mean, I think it's important.
Not $1,000 important.
Don't break, Mo.
Can you elaborate on what you mean by not $1,000 important?
Yeah, like if you look at the expenses and things that you spend on personal and business, where does $1,000 rank in the things that you spend? Is it on the high end or is it on the low end? Like how much did that refrigeration unit cost you? And how much is the AC? And when you wanted to do the polished floors, what did you spend on that? And how did that have any material impact on your business? You see what I'm saying now?
I do.
And I saw the BMW parked outside, the 5 Series, the M5, and I think, you see what I'm saying? That was really important to you. So I find that in my life and my experience that people tend to spend money on what they value. That makes perfect sense, don't you think?
Yeah.
Like, if you like a fancy pair of pants, you'll spend the money for that. And if you don't, you'll buy the cheaper version. So when somebody comes to me and says, I have a real business problem, Chris, and I want to spend 1,000 big smackaroonies on it, I don't think that's a real problem. And let me just caution you on this. I know what happens a lot of times. Businesses like yours see other businesses produce video, and then we have video envy. And then we create it just to say like, yeah, we're keeping up with the Joneses. I don't know if that's good use of your money. Now, in order for me to do this properly, I'd probably have to spend quite a bit of time sitting down, talking to you about what the purpose of the video is, what your goals are, and how it may or may not work, and if it's going to even be targeted to the right people. That's going to take a long conversation. But it would seem disproportionate, the length of that conversation, for your time and my time to talk about $1,000 problem. What would you like to do?
I don't want to spend more than that.
Then you shouldn't. But I'm probably not the person to do that for you then. And I would encourage you not to spend that money with anybody, not just me. What would you like to do?
Probably find somebody that can do the video for $1,000.
That is your prerogative. Good luck.
Can you recommend anybody?
Yeah, I hear there's a site called Fiverr. You could do it for $5.
Thanks, Chris.
You're welcome. Best of luck, Mo.
So I think that's a very advanced conversation. When you taught me how to talk about money,
Yes.
that was such a big thing. But it's just like for a lot of people starting out, you're so hungry to get that $1,000 job when you're doing videos for $200 and $500 and finally somebody comes. And I think that's where, like, going back to what he says, this is where we kind of get that short end of the stick, is that we didn't have this type of conversation and we end up taking that job for $1,000 and now we're spending hours doing revisions and not really talking and not getting to where we really,
Okay. So are you saying to me, Rodrigo, that I cannot accept no, I have to take it?
I'm not saying you don't. I'm just trying to talk.
I mean, I can role play it like that too.
I'm just trying to like tell people on the internet to have an understanding, because I think it's great. Like, somebody called me the other day and they're like, I found somebody that does videos for $80. I'm like, you hire him. If that video is good, let me know, because then I'll hire him too. I'll give him plenty of work. But if you want me to do it, it's a minimum of $1,000 per video. He's like, well, that's gonna be $6,000. I'm like, yeah, or spend your $80 and you could get whatever you want for that. But I can't help you with that.
Right.
And I just know for other people, for them to turn away $1,000, it's a lot of money for some of them. But it's like, it's things we've learned from the pro group is you got to have a runway to be able to tell people no, but also being able to ask these educated questions.
Perfect.
Okay.
I want to respond to that, and then Mo, and then Alec, okay?
I think that.
You didn't have that $1,000 before they called you. You were going to make life work regardless. Don't fall into that mindset like now just because they call, I have to close the job. That puts you in a horrible, disadvantageous position. Don't feel like you have to do that. I have another way. If you had set the parameters as, Chris, you can't say no to the client, you can't refer him to Fiverr, you must book the job, I got another way to do it.
Show them that.
Should we jump back in?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's gonna help.
He didn't give me that parameter, so he boxed me in.
I didn't.
So let's do it. So we're not going to do it from the beginning.
Okay.
It's just you want to spend $1,000, right? And that's it. Okay. We'll pick it up from
Where are
there.
we at in the conversation?
We're kind of at the like, I didn't want to do it, but you're like, that's all I got.
Okay. I really, really don't want to spend more than $1,000.
I understand. $1,000 is a lot for you. I hear your concern. I'd like to propose something else.
Please.
I'll do the video for you for free. If we get the results that you want, I'd like a percentage of the results. Can we do that? No risk to you at all.
That sounds fantastic. What's the percentage that you're thinking?
Well, we're talking about measuring the difference between traffic and revenue that you get. There's lots of things I can't control. So all I want to do is get paid per new customer that walks in your door. How about, since you say each customer is going to spend $100 with you, let's go half, $50. No risk to you. I take all the risk. And I rely on your honesty. What's the hesitation?
I'm concerned that you're going to make a banger video.
All I do is make banger videos, Mo.
I know. I see them on the portfolio, bro.
Big facts.
Big facts.
Big facts.
That's why I called you to begin with.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get a lot of clients in the door. And then I'm going to be out 50% of that revenue. What if it exceeds 1,000?
It's going to exceed 1,000. That's the whole point. I take all the risk. You know who Peter Drucker is?
I've heard of it.
All profit comes from risk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking all the risk. Or you can just pay me what I'm worth and you keep all the profit.
What are you worth?
4,000. That's the minimum. You need time to think?
No, I was going to break. I was going to break and ask a question,
yes,
but
that's a yes.
You just want to jump in?
What am I getting for 4,000?
A banger video.
I'd like to know what a banger video consists of. Show me behind the curtain.
We can talk about that later. But are we realistically now entertaining our $4,000 budget?
I'd like to put a non-exceed clause on the percentage that you get.
Oh, so we're going back to the...
No, we're not
budget?
going back. I appreciate the fact that you're taking on all the risk, but I'm also wanted to be wary that if you get me a lot of clients, that you're not banking $10,000 for one video, because it might not even cost you that much.
Let me ask you something. If I can bring in a long line of clients for you, you're saying please don't do that.
No, not at all. I'm saying bring me the long line of clients.
I mean, but that's what you're saying to me. Like, please help me do this, but if it works so well, I don't want to pay you anymore.
You just said your minimum level of engagement is 4,000.
Right.
Let's say that exceeds 4,000. Are you getting paid more than what you need?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
There must be some confusion here. I can say that the two options that we have on the table right now is you pay me $4,000, we're done. You keep all the money from that point forward. That's it. You just pay me up front. Easy peasy. The other one is I do it for free, but I take 50% of all new net revenue because I'm taking all the risk.
No limits.
No limits. Or make you sleep better at night. How about for the first year? Does that make you feel better? You're a wise businessman. I can see that you're doing the calculations in your eyes right now. And you're doing the calculations. If this works, you're going to bring in this much money and you're going to pay this punk kid this amount of money. So you're probably thinking it's a better and more prudent decision just to pay me the $4K. It's your choice.
I'm really liking our back and forth here. And you seem really confident at these bangers that you're creating. And I feel like you're going to get me more clients and it's going to be worth more than 4,000. So I'm going to take the 4,000.
Let's do that then.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I'm going to submit a proposal to you. You just send me $2,000 up front and we'll get going.
That sounds good.
Done.
One thing, Zach had it, but
Okay, that's fine.
Pretty much one thing that I think is for people just starting out.
Yeah.
Is something that you did is that everything's a negotiation. Just because they proposed to you that was a $1,000, like it doesn't mean you have to do everything to their certain expectations. Maybe they want a 1 minute video. You could be like, hey, I could do a 30-second video for $1,000. And it just don't get so caught up in the fact that just because that's what they're giving you, if they're not meeting you at your price, you don't have to meet them at their deliverable. And you know what you propose, you know, I think it's still something very advanced for someone that's starting out. But if you are just kind of getting, you know, yourself out there, don't be afraid to change the scope of the work to meet, you know, something what you consider is fair.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to push this back.
Okay. That's excellent. I love that the pro group is so pro that they're doing the meta commentary on top of the meta commentary that we're doing. Fantastic.
We're just looking out for the young, you know what I'm saying? We're
the
looking
young
out for,
bucks.
like, we're putting ourselves on the spot for them. You know what I mean?
Everything's being explained. And I love the grounded conversation. I love the meta commentary. This is like you're watching a movie and you're getting the director's commentary while watching the movie as we're making the movie. That's how crazy this thing is.